Let's do the stream. I believe we are already online. X, YouTube, and Twitch. I hope so. Yep, seems like we are. So, today we are going to change the splash screen in the IDE. In JetBrains IDEs. Hold on, I'm just finishing posting some links in socials. 1, 2, and 3. Yep. Very good. We are good. I hope the Restream chat is online and I will see all the messages from you. Let me just double check that large chat. Probably not. That's not what I was looking for. Okay. We are here. So I hope you can see my screen. No? Yes? Just let me know if everything is good and you can see my screen with IntelliJ IDEA currently being open. Seems so. Okay. Because I did that because I have constant troubles with synchronizing my audio with image. So I just did this quick check. All right. Today, we are going to hack the IntelliJ IDEA and introduce the custom splash screen feature. Let me just turn Spotify a bit down. Okay. So what is it? Okay, what do we currently have on the screen? So this is IntelliJ IDEA. I'm running some nightly version, but so things may go rogue at some point because we are dogfooding our products. Therefore, I'm running always the latest today's version of the IntelliJ IDEA for any development I do. And inside we have the IntelliJ open source repository project opened. And what's that? This is the IntelliJ IDEA in a really basic form. So this is basically the core of our IDEs. The IntelliJ platform plus a bit of bundled plugins and built-in support for Java and Kotlin. You can find this repository on GitHub. Yep, that's the link. Let me bring that to this off. Okay. Next display. Yep, here. So we have this GitHub JetBrains /IntelliJ community repository with all the sources. So you can basically get this project to your local environment and build something on the top of that, or fix something if you feel strong enough to compete with our engineers in that matter. And yeah, basically it is really easy to get into the IntelliJ IDEA development, plugin development, or hacking the IDE itself. So you have to clone the repo, enter the directory, then run this shell script, get plugins, which will actually get Android plugin to your environment. It will clone it from the repo, and import Bazel project, because we have migrated from JPS to Bazel for building the IDE and everything inside. Okay, so I already did that. Then, having all the sources locally, you go to the build and the build projects. So Command F9 on macOS, and everything will be built for you. It may take a bit of time. That's why I did it in advance. And then there is this Bazel task, run, build Android Studio. Yes, because Android Studio is built on top of this community version, or build IDEA community. We're no longer releasing community version because we merged community and ultimate into a single IntelliJ IDEA. But if you still want to play with the open source version, the bare bone one, you can get it and run it, build it for yourself. So yeah, that's the IntelliJ IDEA community version built locally. And here we have this splash screen, right? Now it has a bit of transparency. That's interesting. So there is this built-in, internal action called show splash, and it shows the splash screen of the currently running IDE. So for the open source one, the 2026.2, it looks like that. I'm running the EAP release here, and here we will have something different. Yep, that's the one available in the current nightlists. And we want to do something more about that. Replace the built-in version with something different. With something different. But first, we have to figure out what is responsible for displaying this splash screen, right? So let me close this IDE. And yeah, that's the readme file. So make sure to read it before running the IntelliJ community locally, because here is everything you need to know and you have to do before clicking display run button. Okay, so we are going to search for something related to the splash screen. So using the shift and just search for, the action related to showing the splash screen is called show splash action. Surprise. So let's navigate here to this class. And that's the action. But this is an action that invokes mechanism related to the splash screen, and it may not be invoked by the IDE itself, right? So whenever you start IDE on your in your environment, you see the splash screen, but it's not initiated via this specific action because all the actions and all the stuff is not initialized yet. But there is something in common here. But let's analyze this. Let me zoom in the ID for you. 125. So yeah, if the code is still too small, just let me know. I'll enlarge it a bit. Okay. Okay. So here is this splash action, and we can already set a breakpoint here, debug the IDE. Okay, it takes a bit more time, but yeah, let's call this action, and here we are. We have stopped in the show splash action, the action performed method. So yeah, debugging works, and it will give you a clear understanding of what's going on. So yeah, here's an action event, so info on what invoked this action, etc., etc. And here we have this splash object. Let's go here, splash instance. So here is an image that will be displayed. Will it? Okay, it's not loaded yet. Maybe go somewhere here and try to load it. Interesting. Let's proceed. Okay. Here it is. Let's try it once again. No. Fortunately, it's not showing us the image. Color model, raster, surface manager, delegate. Oh, yeah, here it is. So probably, okay, this one doesn't work, but the delegate looks good. So that's the image of the IntelliJ IDEA community in the latest version that is displayed in a splash screen. Simple as that. And we have to track it. We have to find where this file is located in order to provide something different. Okay? So what's that? Okay, I have some dot here. I will block it immediately. It's called filtering it users. Okay. Bye-bye. So we are going to dive into Okay, into this code, this line 27, where we are creating a splash something. The splash something is a dialog presented on top of the IDE. Good. And here, okay, objects require non-null, blocking load splash image, and application info passed as an argument. Okay, app info, load splash image. So here, splash image path. So this is a path to our image. Okay, let's get back to the IDE. This one. Okay, here. Splash image path. This is the file name, idea community logo. Let's search for this file. Yep. It is located in here, IntelliJ community resources, and here, idea community logo in different resolutions. Yeah. We have a special splash screen for this Kotlin turning 15 years event. That's not a secret anymore, I believe, because it's in the source code, public source code. What else do we have here? Some logos, EAP, IntelliJ community, blah blah blah. So we want to replace this. What can we do? Well, the simplest solution would be replacing this image. But yeah, which one is used? Probably the 2x in our case. Let's try it. Okay, let's draw something here. Can I? No. This one? What's going on? Maybe I should put some color here. No. Okay, let's trust her. And let's not waste any more time here. So yeah, we are drawing a star here, and here we will draw, okay, a circle. Let's make it circle. Okay. Just to make sure that which file was displayed right now. So yeah, let's get back to the debugger. So this load splash image method was already invoked not by our action, but something different. Some internal stuff, splash manager. Okay, blah blah blah. Start on this patch. Okay, something else, something yet before any actions, anything. Let's go back to the, okay, but we didn't see what was shown. Yep, go on, go on. Awesome. Thanks, bugger. Good job, good job. So which one? None of them. Interesting. And why is that? Probably I need to rebuild the project because our resources have changed. Okay. Build did not complete successfully. Weird. Okay, what's that? Okay, obviously my cat is messing around. Okay, maybe I have edited wrong files. I don't know. Let's go. Here. So the file is, okay, the file is already moved to some output location. What's that? Out dev data. Out dev data. Again, system splash tfx. System splash tfx. ij. What's that? Preview. Oh, obviously in macOS, this open with is completely useless. It doesn't suggest apps I would like to use here. Preview. I want to use preview, even though the extension is not correct. PNG. Okay, no. So what's that anyway? Okay, that's funny. Okay. So it's pointing to some weird location. Maybe this is a load image from cache. Multi-routing file system path. Okay, this is something weird, I guess. Delegate. Okay. So that's something a bit tricky here. Get cache file. Okay, anyways, let's do it like that. Let's remove this splash and try to invoke it once again. Yep. So that was simply a cached version. And eventually it loaded our star. So this trick with replacing the source image worked. But this method works only if you want to distribute your own IntelliJ IDEA. And we don't want to do that, right? Because if you use, for example, PyCharm, you will not rebuild the PyCharm IDE on your own just to replace the splash screen. So the question is, okay, a question from Asthma. Is there an API to add a button in the find usages pop-up, like the I button info, I believe, for the imports? Find usages, like somewhere here. I'm not really sure. Well, basically, find a fun or usages. It should show a preview pop-up. Okay. Well, everything is displayed in the tool window for me with already this preview. Don't right click, try to go reference shortcut. So Command B. Okay, yeah, I get it. That one. All right, so going back to the question, is there an API to add a button in the find usages pop-up like the I button? So where would you like to see this button? I mean, something next to this cog? Or on the left? Okay, maybe. Oh yeah. I have zoomed in the whole ID, so it just got folded. Like this one, show import statements, right? No. The short answer is no, but maybe we can do that. Okay, there is no API per se, like do something to this particular thing, this actions group, yeah. What we can do is call the UI inspector So yeah, Control, Option, and click, and that shows this specific action button. And here we have all the insight on. Let me just on the icon on the button we have clicked. Let's just figure out. I didn't dive here for quite some time. So yeah, here we have action buttons. Okay, number of action buttons, and here is ID and action class. Let me just merge same line usages, usage filtering, rule action, and show usages action. Yep. So those are show options. Yep. So this I action was already the filtering one. So what we can do here is to look for those actions. They don't really have any IDs here, but we can navigate to this class. Merge same line usages action. Okay, yeah, we don't need this one. And this action has to be registered somewhere. Or not. Because they are probably, because we have two ways for registering actions. The first one is dynamically from the code, and the other is from the plugin XML file. So if actions are registered via plugin XML, they most likely are added to some group, and this group may have an ID. And from a third-party plugin, we can refer to this group ID and inject there something more. Like, let me show that to you. Okay, so this is some plugin XML. Maybe not of a third-party plugin, but from a bundled plugin. And here inside this plugin XML, we have this actions definition. And we define here a group, sync settings. And this group has actions, specific actions with the implementation class. And if actions group is defined like that, you can inject something here. And this group may be presented here or in the context menu or in any different place. But knowing the group ID, you can easily add any action to this group and it will appear, your action will appear in place. And you can also control if this action will appear first, last, or after another action, for example. Going back to this show usages, this command B. Yep, to this actions group. One of them is merge same line usages action, which is used only once in here, and it is created dynamically inside the art filtering actions. Group add, so those actions are added programmatically. Add filtering from extension points. Add filtering from extension points. So there is usage filtering rule provider. So there is a mix of actions in this place. Some of them are created programmatically, but some are coming from the extension point implementation. So there is this usage filtering rule provider, extension point name. Yeah, like this one. Okay. And let's search in XML files. And we have something like that in here. So this is just a registration of this extension point, and there is a specific implementation. So in your plugin, you should do something like that. Let's test it, okay? I'll open the plugin template. Okay, let's comment it out because this is something I'm working on in parallel. Okay. So in the plugin template, let's go to the not Scratch file, plugin XML file, and in extensions, let's use this usage filtering rule provider, and that was some class. Let's check what was that exactly. Okay, navigate me. So this is an implementation of usage filtering rule provider interface.